Ladies and gentlemen of the rock and roll, punk, prog, hardcore, thrash and heavy metal community, my name is Jason and this is the Great Metal Standoff, the podcast that pits music's greatest albums in track-by-track combat. We haven't done a podcast in around 7 months. That boils down to Imran's job and his band keeping him busy, and volunteer commitments in RMITV and job seeking for me. Happily, I've befriended some really good RMITV crew, and some of them, at the time of recording, have a production ongoing right now. The show is called 5 Foot Step. It's basically Dungeons & Dragons with a twist, and one of the producers is a big metal fan. So, as an excuse to get podcasting again, 5 Foot Step co-producer Niall Allen is going to interconnect the D&D community and the metal community in a pairing that clearly fits like a hand to a glove by telling Imran, myself, and all of you all about 5 Foot Step. But we still have a battle to do. So given we are entering a more fantasy-like world for this episode, in keeping with the theme, I thought of the first fantasy-ish themed album I could think of. It ended up being Trivium in the Court of the Dragon. So I sent the idea to Imran and tasked him with coming up with a formidable opponent. He came back to me with Dio, Master of the Moon. We're going to find out why right now. But first, the rules. Every album battle will be contested in track-by-track format by our podcast panel. Each individual panelist will select a winner of each pairing. The winning track receives a point to that individual's tally score. Tracks that go on albums uncontested can receive a tally point if a panelist awards it a gold star. Once the battle is over, the album with the highest tally score will receive 1 grand point for that album. If a panelist's tally score results in a draw, both albums will receive a half grand point each. And finally, the album with the most grand points will be declared the winner. Trivium versus Dio, Metal and D&D, Sin and RMITV. Enough waiting, let's get to it. Over to Imran and Niall, roll the audio. All right. 7 months, Imran, we haven't done one of these. It's been very busy. It's been very busy for us. I said it in the intro, the new job has taken the toll on all of us. You've been very busy, I've been doing volunteer stuff, but at least I met a new friend in Niall here who's going to break down his show, 5 Foot Step. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm still alive, you know?
I've been working with you for nearly a year. I introduced Imran to you probably about 6 monts ago when you were playing Magic the Gathering at the time. It's deeply ingrained, like I said in the intro. It fits like a glove. Board games and role play and metal. It really does.
Yeah, well, you know, so many metal bands have like all this like wacky fantasy theming. You know, they play well, you know, D&D was part of the Satanic Panic. What else was part of the Satanic Panic? Metal. So
yeah,
you
true.
know,
I forgot that was a thing.
Well, don't.
Oh, don't swear, by the way.
Yeah. You said fudge.
I had it in my head. I was going to ask you. Yeah, I said flip. I forgot to ask you before we started. Yes. What's the swearing level? Because I was like thinking in my head, I need to remember to ask, and I forgot to ask. So nice.
You get one F-bomb, and we'll bleep it.
Yes. Sorry, I've already used them.
Yeah, well, then he's going to be paying a few fines, isn't he? No, he's not going to be paying fines, but. We are, and we were introducing Niall to before we even got rolling. We had the EP of hip hop night on Sin in here. We introduced Niall to because he was really excited about it. Big shout out to him. He came in the studio, and when I said he runs a D&D show, his interest perked right through the roof. Niall, what is 5 Foot Step?
Okay, so 5 Foot Step is an RMITV show. So with a video where Sin's the audio.
Yes.
It's an RMITV show. It's a D&D actual play show. We collaborate with the D&D Adventurers League Melbourne, and they're basically a group who they play D&D in a structured, approved way, whatever. And they're all cool folks. And they're very good at the game. So we do the show with them. They play through one of the modules their members have written. We have sort of a loose story, the same recurring characters. We do it on a virtual set. We have live graphics. And we're basically just trying to look better than Critical Role, which I've seen one of their live shows. That ain't hard.
Righto. Where'd you find the Adventurers League to then get the collaboration going?
Oh, mate, you'll have to ask Louis for that one.
Yes, Louis is one of the co-producers of this show. Niall's one of them, and
Louis is
as well.
definitely the brains behind the operation. I'm the tech brain. Louis is the content brain.
I'll tell you what, though, if Louis came into this show, I was very tempted because, again, Imran, I've worked with these guys for about nearly a year or a little bit over a year. If Louis was in here, I was very tempted to do, for the battle that we have, you and Louis would have to come up with a collective decision to give you points.
Oy.
That would have been tough.
That would have been tough. That would have been tough.
Because I know how feisty it can get sometimes. Hi, Louis. How you doing?
Hey, Louis. You're listening to this, right? Oh, and hey, Jaden. I'm gonna make both of them listen to this later. It's like,
co-producers here.
unless it sucks. Unless I say something really stupid, in which
But
case.
to the best of your knowledge, where did you guys meet the Adventurers League?
Louis reached out to them while we were like figuring out the concept for the show. So this was, it was like last year, or was it the year before? Time is
relative.
Time is non-existent. It's all a mush. But anywho,
Bless you.
I'll edit that out.
I thought I turned away from the mic adequately, but I did
Boing.
not. I need to go a bit more that way. But yeah, so Louis was looking for people to... Louis wanted to do a D&D show. So Louis was looking for groups to collaborate with, came across the D&D Adventures League, reached out. They were like, yeah, let's do it. We want an actual play show. And we recorded an episode 0, sort of just like a trial, just to see how it went. And we used that as part of our pitch deck to RMITV, and it was all good from there, pretty much.
Nice. So who comes up with all the story?
So the stories, the adventures that the players play through, they're written by members of the D&D Adventures League, and they actually sell them. So you can buy an adventure for a certain party at a certain level to play through. Yada yada yada. So they basically have their members have written them, and then they play through them. So that's how they do that.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
How long does an average game go for? Is that a dumb question?
It can go from I reckon
You guys live stream on Twitch, and they surpass 2.5 hours. Most of those.
That's a short game.
Damn.
Games can run from anywhere from hours to years.
Oh, well, because it's the ongoing story arc, isn't it?
Yeah. If you're running a long form campaign with your mates, you could be playing that for months or hours. But if you're doing little what they call one shots, you all sit down, play it, and then it's over, that can be a few hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, maybe 5. But we try to keep it down to 2, which is hard.
split it across an episodic format, really.
Well, we do one adventure per episode.
Also, everyone is a one shot.
Yeah, every single episode is its own self-contained module.
Yep.
But they all loosely chain together into a very loose story. They're all set in the same area. And they all have the same characters. So there's some connection, but it's mostly just it's bridging the gap between self-contained stories rather than one big self-continuous thing.
And what makes it really good is that you've got you do it in a green screen. It's in a studio. It's in a green screen studio, and you get to put whatever you want back there, and you can bring the game to life using your big set to your green screen. It looks really cool. I showed Imran just before you came in. He was blown away by it, weren't you?
I did quite like the green screen.
Oh yeah, it's a miracle. Well, it's not a miracle. It's a technological
it's magic.
It's magic. It's technological magic that we're able to do it live. The techs were very sure that we would not be able to do it live, and we did it live because Louis likes a challenge. We like a challenge.
How was it facing that challenge?
Oh, we were all very worried that the hardware that we used to drive the 3D environment that is projected onto the green screen pretty much would cark it mid show, and we'd be left with just a green plate. We were very worried about that. Hasn't happened yet.
Adapt and just be like, we're in a swamp now.
Yeah. Oh, we're in the green void now. I think we can definitely we took a very conservative approach to mitigate that fear, but I think we can definitely push the whole technology, the whole concept higher and higher. And next season, I really want to put effort into doing that now that we've proven we can do it in this format.
And as we know, Imran, D&D and metal fits like a glove. Do you plan on having a soundtrack?
Oh, yes. Now, here's the thing. The intro song I composed myself in 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's why it sounds so bad. In my opinion, it sounds bad. People seem to like it.
Imran's in a band, so if you never need a
No, I'm not.
composer.
Okay, well, the thing
He's
is...
a busy boy, but come on.
Well, the thing
I'll
is
play
that...
some lutes for you.
No! Give us some guitar! No. I'm trying to... Like, the reason I composed it myself is I'm trying to stay within this... I've been trying to give the show a look, because I also did all the graphics. I've been trying to give the show a look, a feel, and that feel is... Louis gave me exactly one guideline for the graphics. No parchment or wood. Because every other D&D show has parchment or wood. So I was like, cool, I'm going to go as far away from parchment and wood as I can. We're going to make this look like an old DOS game.
Now, because I don't know much about D&D, just define that for me real quick.
Oh, well, you know, okay, so D&D shows,
Yeah.
they all have, they obviously they have some sort of graphics, especially because
Yes.
a lot of them are like remote or whatever, or they're doing it with a cheap setup. They don't have a vision switcher or whatever. But like all of the graphic styles, they're like, oh,
It's like
here's...
medieval theme or some
Yeah.
whatever.
It's
Old
all...
paper.
Here is parchment. Here is wood. It's medieval. There you go.
Yeah.
Off you go.
So the scroll kind of thing.
Here's your ye old scroll. I think
Hear ye.
I
Yeah.
think that is kind of lame when just done straight, especially when it's just done straight. But I'm also into video games, and I play a lot of older video games with like sort of retro PC stuff, and I'm really taken by a lot of the old DOS role-playing games, stuff from like, you know, the Elder Scrolls Arena to something like that's, you know, like with a text interface like Rogue or NetHack or whatever. Those are like really popular options, so I'm not exactly showing a wealth of knowledge there. But my objective was then to work within the limitations of that technology to create a style that looks like a video game, because we're using a video game engine to create a 3D model to put our cast on, so why not do the graphics in the same sort of theme?
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Oh, well. It's a little bit cool.
But you're here to do a bit of metal?
Yes.
Big metal fan?
Yes.
What's your go-to?
Sounded hesitant.
It did, actually.
Well, okay, I love metal, but I'm a casual music listener. I don't have, like, a critical listening setup. I don't have any hi-fi equipment. I just listen on, like, my Bluetooth, whatever, on public transport or whatever. So I'm a casual listener. I listen in weird ways. I'll put a song on loop and I'll just listen to it over and over again.
When's the last time that happened with you, Imran?
When's the last time I put a song on loop
Yeah.
and just listened to it? Like literally? Do you mean literally like one song over and over?
Oh, yeah.
That drives me freaking insane.
Yeah, my brain is wired differently. But
Something like that depends on the song. Like if it's like a 1 minute instrumental loop, I'll listen to that on loop. But like,
oh yeah.
at most for like 20 minutes. Otherwise, I'll stick my head through a wall.
Yeah, that's fair. Sometimes I listen to whole albums, but to actually answer the actual question, my go-to metal, I've been listening to a lot of Rhapsody recently. Rhapsody is they're a power metal band. I'm very into power metal, like your Dragon Force, your Blind Guardian.
Dragon Force would have been a good one for this podcast.
It would have been a good one. We're going to break down what we could have
Can't
had.
believe it, yeah.
Should have done Dragon Force.
Oops.
Should have done Dragon
Come back
Force.
next week, guys. Cancel this.
Yeah.
Next week, Dragon Force vs. Blind Guardian. Let's go.
Well, you got a season to come, so we can always celebrate the finale. We'll bring him back for that. But,
Yeah, I'm a little out of my depth here.
Blind
but
Guardian, Dragon Force.
I know,
What else is on that list?
Well, I've been listening to a lot of Rhapsody as well. I used to listen to some weirder ones. Okay, so here's this really interesting one that I'm really mad is really good. There's this Christian power metal band called Theocracy,
Okay.
and they are really good. But all their lyrics are like
About Jesus.
it was about Jesus. It's about Jesus, man. And it's really annoying because they are extremely good. Another one I've been listening to is in a synth metal instrumental artist called Master Boot Record. And I've also been listening to, I don't even know if it's like a project or if it's in the same style, Keygen Church, which is the same style, but they have a church organ as well. And it's
That sounds pretty cool.
Oh.
That sounds very churchy as well. Do you like your Christian metal?
No.
Okay.
He just talked about he loves this Christian band, but at the same time, Jesus. But, anyway.
The Jesus stuff is really annoying.
Is it just the preachiness of it? Are they just overtly preachy?
Oh, yeah. Like, they have a song that's literally called I Am, and it's all about how Jesus is so good, he supports you, yada, 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 yada. And it's so good. It goes hard. It's really good, but the lyrics are so preachy.
Well, we're about to see if Dio's I Am is a downgrade or an upgrade later on, aren't we?
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that.
He's listed a few. I've never heard half of these bands, Imran, but I will say, when I thought, okay, we're going to get Niall in, he's a D&D guy, we've got to do something fantasy-themed, first thing that popped in my head was Trivium, because I don't know why. I think I just read In the Court of the Dragon. That sounds close enough, doesn't it?
I mean,
and they're fantasy-ish.
Listening to some of the lyrics in that album kind of seemed like he was going on like this medieval adventure or something.
He does.
I more got the impression that it was like a Greek, like an ancient Greek like story. You know, like like an Odyssey or something.
Like a hero story kind of thing.
Yeah, well, you've got stuff like, Phalanx, Sword of Damocles.
Yeah, true.
They've got that sort of theming going. So I was like, oh, this has like a vague Greek mouthfeel.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but that's just me. Why didn't you think of like something like Blind Guardian? They literally have an album all about the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, wow, yes.
They have an album that's literally all about the Silmarillion, and you're like, oh, mate, Court of the Dragon. Dragons? Yeah.
Dragons.
Well, I thought of In the Court of the Dragon, I said, Imran, okay, find me an opponent. And he came back with two of them. One of his Master of the Moon by Dio, which is what we're going to be breaking down as is the official opponent. But the other one was Book of Souls, Imran. What led to that?
Because Iron Maiden.
Yeah, fair enough. It is Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Enough said.
It's a bit dad, though.
Iron Maiden's a bit... I can see what you mean, but please elaborate.
Only because the reason I recognize the Iron Maiden name, this is the only reason. The only reason I recognize the Iron Maiden name and I associate it with dads is because my dad has an Iron Maiden shirt, or had, past tense, and I was like, oh yeah, that's where I know that name from.
Do we know what album the shirt it was?
Did it
Beast?
just say Iron
No.
Maiden?
Probably just said Iron
It
Maiden.
probably just said Iron Maiden. I think there was like a skull and it was like...
it would have been Eddie.
So Eddie, the
Yeah.
mascot.
Well, it was also doing like, it was like flipping off the camera or whatever.
That's probably Eddie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds like Eddie, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
all right. Yeah, I'll buy that.
So it was just Iron Maiden, enough said.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of their, not necessarily their albums, but just they've got songs that are like, it's about history and whatnot. And, Seventh Sons and... What's on the Book of Souls? Book of Souls,
Well, first of all,
the
it's
song...
called Book of Souls.
Well, yeah, I think the song itself is about like old Mayan something. I don't know. I haven't listened to that album in a very long time.
There was some like sci-fi stuff going on in what was it
Bless
called?
you.
God damn it! I'm not putting enough effort into rotating away from the
To
mic.
whoever's editing this, it could be me, it could be someone else. We'll put a little boing sound effect when that happens.
Yeah.
Every time we hear Niall burp, we'll just have boing.
Look, it's just like that. You're just gonna have to. You just have to deal. You just have to deal. Okay, Jazz. But yeah, Iron Maiden. I can definitely see where you'd be coming from. Like, oh yeah, Iron Maiden, Book of Souls.
And where did Master of the Moon come from, Imran? This is the last Dio album. Obviously, he went on to do a bit of Heaven and Hell with the Black Sabbath guys, and then sadly passed away in 2010. The last one of his solo run. That's an interesting choice there. What led to that?
I don't know. Master of the Moon sounds fantasy-ish, and I remember that one being the last of the solo albums.
Yeah.
So I thought that might be something. Plus, we've done Dio before.
We have. Episode 8 was Holy Diver v Heaven and Hell, which is Black Sabbath. And then we did a 3-way. It was Rainbow Rising, Mob Rules, Black Sabbath, and Last in Line.
Yes.
From the Dio solo. So I guess the good ones were taken out.
Yeah.
Good ones had already been taken. That's episode 19. Do listen to them, by the way. Listeners, if you haven't.
There's some good ones.
There's some fun pods. It's an interesting comparison, by the way, because Dio is known for being like the fantasy guy.
Yeah.
He will come up with an incredible narrative, and it's mind-blowing, to say the least.
It's all about, it's like the classic, like we were talking before about metal being the Satan,
satanic panic, hoo-ha.
I feel like Dio is like the kind of stereotypical image I get in my head because he's always got the devil horns and
Holy Diver caused quite a bit of controversy.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, also, when you mention that, it like has he comes up with these stories, these through lines, like that's very common in power metal, like exceedingly common. It's like almost half of the point.
Yeah, exactly.
Is doing these like long epics through your albums.
Yeah, I think Dio's fantastic at it. I don't think there's anything wrong with Dio, but yeah, he's like the stereotype, like of fantasy.
Side note, by the way, if we weren't going to do Dio or Iron Maiden, I just thought Epica v Nightwish is a battle we probably could have done against Trivium, or we could put them against each other later down the line if we want to keep the theme going. That would be a really good one.
Do some more Dio in the future.
Or some more Dio, yeah. But it's an interesting comparison. The one who's personified by that, this is kind of Twilight years Dio. You're probably not going to see this up there with the caliber of Last in Line, Holy Diver. I guess Sacred Heart. I haven't listened to much Sacred Heart. Maybe you have.
Don't remember if I have.
Yeah, so it probably won't be as revered as that. So it's what can Dio do in his twilight years against a band who's pretty much in their prime at this point, Trivium. This is the most recent album we've ever reviewed on this show. Well, not really reviewed, just broke down and discussed. How much Trivium had you listened to before doing this, Imran?
Me? None.
No Trivium at all?
Yep.
I remember getting hooked into Trivium. Well, not necessarily hooked into Trivium. You weren't a Trivium guy either?
No, you introduced them to me.
That's cool.
I saw him backstage at Knotfest. That's about as close as I got to him.
You may or may not have listened to them talk.
I guess. I don't remember if I listened to them talk or not. I set up their stage and then I went to do other work because I was there to work.
Well, right?
But yeah, I saw him for a split second, and that is the closest I've ever got to listening to Trivium.
Well, before we get into the main breakdown, first impressions.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Softly spoken.
I personally found it to be very similar to stuff I've listened to, but it was a lot heavier.
There you go. That's your first impression. I think it's time to break it down. Let's go to the timekeeper. Ring the bell, timekeeper. Thank you very much, timekeeper. Let's start this one. X for Trivium versus one more for the road. We're going to start with Niall Higgs. We always start with our guest, Simran, but I feel like we've got to mention sometimes we do these battles and occasionally you just get an intro track that goes up against a proper song and you get a mismatch, don't you, Imran?
Yeah. I want to see what Niall has to say.
Let's go, Niall. Kick us off.
Okay, true. They are, like, you've got an actual song and then you've got an intro track, but... Yes. I love intro tracks. Especially in something that's trying to be a bit more of a concept album. It's trying to have a bit of through line, like trying to have a story. I love a good intro track.
This wouldn't have been the first time that someone picks like a random, weird instrumental over an actual track. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not the first time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the reason I love it, especially in metal, is because you get like that. It is the calm before the storm. Like you have something that's a completely different genre for like 5 seconds, and then you get into the metal, and then that it makes it hit harder for me.
Packs the punch.
It packs the punch. Meanwhile, so that's why I like X. It plays into like a trope, I'll say, that I really enjoy. Meanwhile, One More for the Road was an song. It was an song. I don't know.
It is one of the songs of all time.
This is easily one of the songs of all time.
Something I didn't realise, Now, you've never listened to Dio before, have you?
And I haven't listened to Trivium either.
Yes,
so
as we discussed.
I'm really getting my crash course.
Yeah.
And I've been getting this vibe from you two that this isn't the place to start with Dio.
I can't deny him, Run. Master of the Moon's probably not the best start to listen to Dio. But...
every single Dio album, this is like the worst one to pick to start with, I've got to say.
No, I don't think that'd be fair, but I haven't listened to the entire
To be fair as well,
catalogue.
I haven't listened to his entire catalogue, but out of what I've listened to, out of all of his side projects and just all the Dio stuff, this is the worst one to pick.
Yeah, like I said, Last in Line, Sacred Heart, I guess. I don't know that one very well, but this first song sounded
Black
right.
Sabbath.
The Black Sabbath era, Holy Diver, of course. That's probably your better start. But I will say, an song, by Dio, One More for the Road. I'm not too far from you on that one. It's probably more, the truck driver's song at 2 p.m. traveling down the highway, isn't it?
As we'll get into, I feel like that's gonna be a trend for Dio for this one. It feels like it feels like my highway cruise. Sorry. Not too keen on that.
I wrote in my notes, trucker rock, at least Dio's singing well. So that's all I really took away from it.
Yeah. He is singing well, I'll give him that.
As for X, we might just point out it's not actually really Trivium. It was actually composed by a bloke by the name of Ishan, who I believe is a member of the black metal band Emperor, from what I looked up earlier. So it's actually a bit more of a different composition. It's not exactly Trivium. But
explain yourself, Trivium. You stole this man's work and passed it off as your own.
Well, him and the singer Matt Heafy, I believe, are close friends. So it must have been a
close friend as well that he stole off of.
Oh,
close friend who he betrayed ruthlessly.
But to play into Niall's point, Imran, it's more of the intro to this open world video game, something out of Zelda possibly, and it's a very neat little soundscape.
I'll give you that. I like that sort of soundscape feel. Are
you entering some sort of temple?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll take that.
I don't mind the intro track X. I think out of all of the intro tracks I've ever listened to, or just interlude or tracks in that vein, it's pretty good.
It works.
I think it perfectly builds up to the absolute banger of an intro of the next track, which I do appreciate.
That's the purpose it most definitely serves.
Well, yeah, definitely. I'm going to pick One More for the Road for this one, though, because...
So am I.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a complete song. Listen, you're only ever going to be listening to that song on the highway, particularly if you're probably driving a truck.
Exactly.
But it's a complete song. And that's what I can say.
I am going against the grain.
Very nice.
It bored me. I'm going with X.
Nice. Something that didn't bore us, though, In the Court of the Dragon, the title track, and that's going up against Master of the Moon.
Which is also the title track.
It is also
title track v title track.
Whoa. Roll credits, folks.
I will say...
That's us done.
Yeah, off we go. We're already at the end of the show, so thanks for listening, everyone.
One concern I had, Imran, going into this was, okay, we've got Trivium in one of the best runs they're having right now, because they've actually had a pretty good run of albums in recent years with Sin in the Sentence, What the Dead Men Say, and this. With a prime band going up against a Dio in his twilight years, it just sensed like it was going to be a mismatch and maybe a bit of a slaughter for Trivium. Master of the Moon holds up.
Yeah.
It is. It definitely is a step up from old mate...
One More for the Road.
You see, I've already forgotten his name. It's that forgettable.
Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry. I'm being very mean. But no, Master of the Moon is definitely it's definitely much better than One More for the Road. But when stacked up against, so I have a confession. When I listened to In the Court of the Dragon, the album, it was solely on public transport. While I was on my way to and from work, so I didn't give it the fair shake that it deserved. So a lot of these songs have melded together in my head into this is a series of electrical guitar riffs.
That's my criticism of metalcore, in fairness, and that's what the band fall under. But
yes.
Go on.
Well, I don't really have much more to say other than I feel like Master of the Moon had a bit more of a from what I've listened, it has a bit more of an identity compared to In the Court of the Dragon, which was, I remember it being good, but it feels like it's not one of the standouts in the album. It feels like it melts into its own context.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like it's probably spoilers, but by the end of both of these albums, I kind of felt like I was listening to, because there's not much variety on, they're two very different genres, but in terms of, the album itself, the Dio one and the Trivium album, they're very, they don't stray from the genre very much. So by the end of it, you feel like you've listened to a big mishmash of, one thing, and they, not really anything else that you can't really pinpoint points where they've changed too much because there's not much else happening apart from
I can pinpoint 3 in the Court of the Dragon.
Oh, well, there you go.
Spoiler. That's why I really appreciated X, and spoiler alert. That's why I appreciate. I think it's 2 more of the songs on In the Court of the Dragon, and yeah, I'm not too sure about Dio so far, but Master of the Moon is definitely a standout so far.
Further comment, Imran?
Well, these 2 songs in particular, I quite liked. Master of the Moon, I thought was it's a very interesting intro. Like it kind of strays a bit from One More for the Road, definitely. Very, I don't know how to explain it. It's big, it's very grand. You got the synth kind of happening. Got that stop verse.
Yeah, it's all just dun.
It's like dun, dun, yeah.
Dun.
Which is a recurring theme in this album, which we'll get to later.
Yeah. The recurring theme of dun.
Yeah.
At least in this song, if you were to visualize it, Dio's pretty much singing smack bang in the middle of some haunted manor in the middle of the forest. And all you really need, if he's singing about the moon, all you need is just some thunder and some lightning and him screaming at the moon, and you got your visualization right there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I thought it's a good song. The chorus is very like uplifting. It feels like I'm in like a Rocky movie or something.
It's way cooler than One More.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's very like I feel like it's got that like 80s montage kind of feel in the chorus. Like you strive and you like running or something, except it's not like in the same vein of like that big, synth, whatever 80s songs are whipping out for those montages. Just a whole nother level of song right there. But yeah, it kind of gave me that vibe of just like big uplifting, makes me want to go out and scream at the moon, right? Thought the solo was more interesting on this one compared to One More for the Road. Something I didn't mention before. I thought the solo on One More for the Road was just lifeless.
Okay, but compared to the solo in the Court of the Dragon, which I'm reminding myself what it sounds like in my ear right now, and comparing it to Master of the Moon, it's quite a good solo.
It is a really good
solo. And
solo.
I don't like solos. That's my toxic trait, is that I don't like solos, but in the Court of the Dragon has quite a good solo. I just reminded myself what it sounds like.
Is it just because, look at me, I play too many notes? I play too many notes in one shot, or is it what is it about solos? We've had this argument before, but what is it about solos?
For me, when the solo comes in, the entire song crumbles into dust, and then it's just a display of technical finesse with no artistry, and that's a very long-winded flowery way of saying, he do too many, no more song, very sad.
No, I agree to that to an extent. There are, I can definitely name a couple solos that are like that are just like big and extravagant and look how fast I can play. Cough Eddie Van Halen, cough.
Oh no.
But yeah, no, I didn't mind the solo in this one. In the Court of the Dragon, I didn't mind the solo in Master of the Moon. In the Court of the Dragon, I quite liked. This is the first official.
I love this song. My face melted listening to this.
Yeah, it's the first official Trivium song I ever listened to. I was not disappointed. So it was alright. I liked the fact that it just went straight into it from X.
Yep.
That I thought was really good. Like it's just straight away.
Well, that's the punch they delivered.
That's the punch. There's that
just
unrelenting.
In the Court of the Dragon.
That verse stretched, repeated twice, and I loved how they were able to keep. This is the common trait of metalcore is getting that switch from scream vocals into singing. Well, they kept a high octane veracity in that switch, and I really appreciated that.
It's like a 5-minute song, and in like the first, he doesn't start clean vocals until like halfway through, right? Something.
Yeah, well, he does the scream vocals twice, and that sounds really cool in itself, and then. That's the point I'm going to emphasize. They keep that intensity up when he made the switch.
Yeah. And
not only that, the guitars gave it a bit of a ride 3 minutes in, and then the solo just went off. And I'm a big fan of solos. I'll confess to that.
Diametrically opposed here. Yeah. You're my enemy and I must destroy you.
Man, I found it so hard to describe how cool the energy felt when listening to that chorus and just listening to this song in general, that my point is going to go to In the Court of the Dragon.
I'll also give my point to In the Court of the Dragon. Oh, sorry. You finish. You finish.
No, that's my point.
Yeah. I will also give it to In the Court of the Dragon. I will say, this is also sort of a trend throughout in the album In the Court of the Dragon. When it comes to the instrumental, I was very, I felt like it was always on the edge of getting into like, because, you've got your really hard-hitting riffs, And then, like, it felt like they were on the edge of getting into, like, oh, this is going to be, like, a sort of a more melodic section, like, when they get to the chorus. And, you know, when you mentioned the vocal
prog
switch.
metal kind of thing.
Yeah, when you mentioned the vocal switch, it felt like the instruments didn't follow, which was annoying, but I still liked the energy.
How much metalcore have you explored?
Well, there's my actual one F-bomb. My bad. So this is the first metalcore album I've actually listened to, and it was
Like
teetering
album in full? Like
in full. I think I may or may not have listened to like one or two metalcore things in the past, but it always felt like it was teetering on the edge of melody. Something I like about power metal is that you have those harder hitting riffs, and then you have like more melodic bridges and choruses. And it felt like this was on the edge of that, and because I felt like I had trained my brain to
For it to go in that direction.
But instead of
they've
that,
taken the intense route.
yeah, which is all well and good, but when the vocals are going for that like high melodic sort of feel, like it still has that energy, but it felt like the instrumental was just like, okay, I need to speed up. He's slowing down, I need to speed up, and the time felt like it got mismatched. But despite all that, I love the energy.
Imran can back me up, by the way. That is a common trait of metalcore. They'll have that really intense verse, and then they'll kind of give it a variant when they hit their chorus, and there's clean singing over that.
Yeah. Yeah. So normally there's like clean guitars sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Like you get some weird like high pitched or like kind of higher like lead line and stuff. It's a lot of metalcores that I wouldn't call this metalcore per se. I feel like this is more like death metal.
Okay, cool.
Ish. It is very corey, very like kind of got a lot of Avenged Sevenfold, like that kind of.
That's a fair comparison.
Yeah. But yeah, like this kind of like it's not just metalcore. Like I feel like a lot of metalcore, straight metalcore, kind of sounds very similar. I don't know if that's just me.
Your point for this battle though, in the battle of the title tracks.
I really like Master of the Moon, but I'm picking In the Court of the Dragon.
In the Court of the Dragon, it is. That ties the scores up for myself and Imran, and 2-0 for Niall.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling a trend, and that trend is going to get even more noticeable with our next song.
I listened to In the Court of the Dragon before Master of the Moon, like I said at the beginning, and I thought Dio was going to get annihilated because it's late era Dio, but songs like Master of the Moon made me think, okay, this is going to be more competitive than I thought. But then I heard Like a Sword Over Damocles versus End of the World, and Like a Sword Over Damocles, that's one of my favourites actually, and we might get contentious here, Niall.
Oh,
We're
not getting contentious. Like a Sword Over Damocles is very good. I love this song. End of the World bored me to tears.
Imran.
Yeah.
End of the World. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uninspired is the word I'd use.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I think you mentioned it before. It doesn't feel like the world is ending.
Yeah.
Where did he get that idea from his head in this song?
I've got
out
a
of
theory.
nowhere.
I've got a theory with like there's a lot of Dio songs that are like this, where it's just like it's some knockoff AC/DC riff with the same drums. And Dio just like writes words in his free time, and it's just like these might fit over this song. Let's do it.
How about I read some of those words for you today?
Sure.
Read it in your most menacing voice.
No, I'm just going to read them normally.
Oh, okay.
So you're just going to have to live with that. Why I might be alone. Imagination is a terrible thing. What if I'm wrong? But here's what I've been thinking. It must be the end of the world.
Exactly. Where did he get that from?
And why did he put it over... Like, as you said, knockoff, akadaka, like, gobbledygook. It's complete nonsense. It's... The
Same
end...
guy that wrote Rainbow in the Dark, damn it.
The end of, like, the ending lyrics for the song are, like, even worse, because he's like, oh, yeah, if I'm mistaken and I see you again, don't leave me alone. Maybe tomorrow could be the end of the world. Don't make wishes, don't waste time. And it's still just like this... It's almost funny how dissonant it is.
Yeah.
I'm being very hard on it, of course, but I really didn't like it.
I'll give you a quick insight for Trivium for Imran's sake, and that is, again, I haven't listened to too much Trivium. I got introduced to him through Pull Your Strings Harder Than Your Martyr, which is off, I think it is the Ascendancy album from the mid-2000s, and that was the one that got them going. It's what they've made them a big name in the metalcore community at that time. Didn't really connect to it then, but they have a follow-up album called The Crusade, and there's not necessarily any scream vocals going on. It's more clean vocals, but Matt Heafy, the singer, sounds particularly like James Hetfield on that album, and I think on his vocals on the Sword of Damocles, particularly in some verses, you can resemble Hetfield. So it's probably along the lines of the Crusade sound, at least vocally.
I kind of see where you're coming from. I got a bit of Corey Taylor in there as well, I think.
Whereabouts?
In his vocals. I mean, not particularly in this song, but just later in the album. I don't know, just the way he phrases some of his choruses, I think particularly. Apart from that, it's Matt Heafy, I guess. But yeah, I liked this song. This wasn't a standout for me, but I did like that it just felt like it was like a big painting. Like he was painting
That's a good comparison.
Yes.
Painting a big picture of some battle. Like it's just like thousands of men charging at each other or whatever. That's kind of like the vibe that I got of it. It's like I like the big verses, the chorus, nice. Kind of felt like an Iron Maiden song, but if it was just like way too fast.
Well, here's the thing is while listening to it, I keep coming back to my safe space, power metal. It really felt like I was listening to a Blind Guardian song that they'd put some screamo in.
Yeah.
Which was an interesting sensation because, like I mentioned in the Call of the Dragon, it felt like the instrumental didn't match the vocals when they hit the chorus. That wasn't the case here. It did exactly what I wanted to, and it hit all the right notes, like not the physical actual notes, like the brain notes. It hit all the right brain notes, especially like it
hit the resolutions you were seeking for.
Yeah.
It hit the brain notes. I'm sticking with it.
Your brain went ding.
My brain went ding.
Yeah.
And we hit the brain notes.
War Cry Bridge I've got here into some really good lead licks. There's that really rapid solo work, and you had these little vocal effects going in there, and that's like built the tension, and then bang, the solo hit, and I'm like, yes! Go on! Let's go! And then it kind of broke down and then did that classic metalcore thing where it just it kind of stops, resets, does that quick little thing, and then it rebuilds again, and then you hit the big chorus, and the final chorus was amazing. When the vocals doubled over, it made it even more grandiose. Loved it! Like a sword over Damocles for me.
Definitely a sword over Damocles for me. It's not even a competition.
And with I'm kidding, guys. A sword over Damocles.
Oh dear. Yeah, not looking good for poor Dio.
Righto, we move on now to Feast of Fire versus Shivers. Upgrade, gentlemen. That's an upgrade by Dio. Very nice.
Oh, absolutely. They finally stepped up their game.
And Feast of Fire, Imran. Another song I really, really like. I don't know what you say. This was probably, I think, the main single. It's very single energy, this one.
Yeah. Now that you mention that, yeah. It's like big riffs, big drums.
Very bouncy.
You look at it on Spotify, it has a music video in the background.
Oh, there you go. That's how you know it's a single.
That's how you know it's a single.
There you go. Very good.
Yeah, I liked Feast of Fire. It wasn't a standout for me, to be honest. But I did like it. It was very big. It was I liked the bit, like that weird bendy riff breakdown that they had towards the end there. I liked the chorus. Kind of gave me like weirdly gave me like a Linkin Park kind of vibe. Yeah.
I was just thinking that like intro bit. Super Linkin Park.
Yeah,
well.
like that. How it goes from like that weird, like they turn down all the treble and then they just go, zoop, and then it comes in. Yeah.
It's very new metal all of a sudden, which is it. I think that's fun. I think it's fun to like do like a different subgenre every song. Almost it feels like they're doing.
No, it's good. I like Feast of Fire,
but Shivers.
Shivers is good, but something that. I got to this part of the album where I realized something was bugging me about this album. The drums on all of the songs are the same. It's just boof, tch, boof, tch, boof.
Oh no! I was so distracted by the guitars I didn't even think to listen to the drums.
That's what gets you. That's. I was listening to it. I'm like the riff is great. I love Dio's vocals. He's really painting this picture of like this weird, eerie. You know, he's giving you shivers. You know.
Yeah, he's giving you. He's trying to give you the shivers, and I think he's succeeding.
Yeah,
He's making it very morbid and then making you very uncomfortable that he's going very morbid and saying, I eat morbid for breakfast.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the environment he's painting there.
Yeah. I love his lament at the start that he does. That was an awesome touch.
Yeah.
I love that kind of genre mishmash.
Yeah, that's it's a good song, but the drumming could have been more interesting, I think. And I think it could have been interesting on the whole. I'll talk about it later. I'm sure I will. But yeah, solo was cool. I like the chorus. It's like that halftime. I like the outro of this song as well because it's just the riff, but like they're playing the open chords and it's just like big and like you're kind of getting into it, you know. They've got that weird like vocal harmony thing that kind of fades out and then fades back in at the end. It's kind of weird, but I like it. It's like it's a big outro with the big chords.
Yeah, well, it definitely feels like he's stepped up.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's a good song in there. I'm being really mean to Dio. I need to
Master
be
of the
nicer.
Moon was good.
Masters of the Moon was good.
One More for the Road wasn't that bad.
It was just boring. It was just a song, and like that just doesn't grab me. I feel like being boring is almost worse than being bad. Because at least if it's bad, it sticks in your brain. But if it's boring, it just falls right out.
Yeah, he makes a good point
That's
there.
my take.
Shivers is one of more of my favourite. I had a different band comparison that I had with Feast of Fire. It wasn't Linkin Park, it was Tremonti. You know that band, Imran? Mark Tremonti's side project?
Sounds familiar.
Vocally, I wanted to hear Matt Heafy and Mark Tremonti do a collaboration because they sounded very similar vocally. And if you listen to the song Radical Change, I thought that was... that was the comparison I drew from that. Love the solo work in this album too because it went all really shreddy real quick. And then the way it transitioned from shreddy solo into melodic parts, that was a really smooth transition.
Yeah. Both great songs. What do you pick, guys?
Well, you go first, Jace.
Oh, I have to go first, do I?
Oh,
this is the first
proper... No one wants to pick.
This is the first proper competitive one for me. I'll go Feast of Fire tentatively. Shivers is definitely one of my favourites off Master of the Moon. I will say that immediately, but I'll go Feast of Fire.
Yeah, I think I'll also go Feast of Fire. I love the new metal vibe a bit more than the B-movie vibe of Shivers and the song that will follow.
It helps me better understand why I thought there was a lot of bounce going on in that song with your new metal comparison. So thank you very much for that, Niall. Imran?
I'm going to go Shivers.
Good pick. Good one to give Dio.
He needs all the points he can get right now.
I mean, yeah, 3-1 for myself, 2-all for Imran, 4-0 Niall.
Dang. It's going to be an interesting one.
Which is such a shame, because if we were able to pay for the copyright to use Dio for 5 Foot Step, it would almost be perfect in some ways.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine Holy Divers on that set. It'd be amazing. Anyway, like I said, twitch.tv/5 Foot Step if you want to see them live on a Tuesday night. And you'll see the set for yourself and you'll think, yeah, this needs a Dio song. A Crisis of Revelation versus The Man Who Should Be King. Imran.
Who would be king?
Oh, did I get that wrong? Did I get that wrong there? The Man Who Would Be King. My apologies. Yeah. Yes, I did get that wrong.
No one says the man who should be king. It doesn't sound as grandiose.
It does, unless you're really narcissistic. I should be king.
I should be
king. Kind of
king.
like Scar.
I would have been king.
There you go.
Yeah, the man who would be king takes on a crisis of revelation. Crisis of revelation.
We messed up to a broke, Jason.
Again, my face melted listening to In the Court of the Dragon. So a crisis of revelation is, it's hard to do on a metalcore album, but it was my breath of fresh air song. Man who should be king. Imran, let's put the tinfoil hats on. Is this a Temple of the King callback from the Rainbow Days?
The man who would be king.
The man who would be king. I'm going to get this wrong. I'm going to butcher this badly, Niall. The man who would be king. Is that a callback? Temple of the King from the Rainbow Days.
I can hear it. I see what you mean.
Unless the intro's just corrupting me.
Maybe.
It might just be playing tricks.
It is, yeah. It is a very Dio thing to open up with an organ or a piano or a clean guitar, and he does some introducing this weird.
Yeah, I crossed my wires when we were talking about the last song when I mentioned the lament that I really liked. It's in this song, not Shivers, which was my bad because they have a similar vibe. So I was like, oh yeah, they're the same song in my brain, which isn't a good sign.
They do kind of have a similar. I mean, every song on this kind of has a similar vibe, but yeah, no, I get you.
I feel like it's broken up into vibe chunks.
Yeah. Vibe chunks. I like that.
Vibe chunks.
Yeah. The Man Who Would Be King. Yeah, it's very old school Dio. So I feel like there was a similar like verse to Shivers in this as well. Anyway, like it's kind of got that like chuggy start stop drums. The vocals are Dio vocals,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, always.
Okay, but Imran noticed drum noticer. Were the drums the same?
Yes, they were the same.
Darn. Yeah. I keep getting distracted by the riff. I need to be listening more critically. See, that's my issue.
The riffs in The Man Who Would Be King I thought were pretty interesting. There were a couple of pretty interesting ones in there. There's a couple of spicy notes, some passing things going on in there, switching some stuff up. No, I like what they did with some of the guitar work in this, but yeah, the drums are just the same. Like you could put the drums of The Man Who Would Be King next to the drums from Shivers, and if you change the tempo to match them up, they would be the same.
Love that.
You're welcome. Yeah.
I'll be asking you that question every song now.
Okay.
So we'll be on Drums Watch.
I can give you the answer for number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10 right now if you want.
I think we should keep score as we go.
Okay.
That's my vote.
All right.
Well, obviously you've taken the notes, but I think we should keep an eye on that.
Okay. That's your job. I'm keeping an eye on you now.
That's your job? That's not my job.
No, it's your job to keep the notes that I'm keeping note of.
Okay, I will be on Drum Watch, and you'll be on Drum Watch.
Okay, done.
Okay, we're good. Anywho, back to what we were talking about.
What about the Trivium
songs
song?
Were we doing again?
What about the Trivium song, Niall?
It's much suddenly, it's fast. Very fast.
Yep.
It's fast, it's loud, and that's all right. It's not really my thing.
Could I get a solo breakdown for you on this song, Imran?
From me?
Yeah, Crisis of Revelation solo.
I didn't notice the solo in this one, to be honest.
Oh, dear.
I didn't write anything.
Oh, that's an indictment there.
I wasn't too big of a fan of this song either.
I feel like now Trivium is starting to, as they go through the album, drag their feet a bit. Samey.
Yeah, I think, because we're like midway through right now. Yeah, number 5. I thought it was very, very chuggy, very fast, very zoom. I like the screamo vocals. I thought the screamy vocals were particularly good on this one.
It definitely outdid the clean, especially in the chorus. That gang-like vocal that they have and some of the solo interludes that go on in there, that were actually some of my favourite parts of that song. Yeah,
the chorus is really good in general, but this is when the album started turning to mental sludge for me.
Wow.
I think it did get saved as we go through it, but it feels like every song up until now has had at least a little bit of something to distinguish it, but this just feels like
this one's just kind of starts off fast, screaming, some clean vocals, breakdown, time switch, big vocals, some weird tappy part, solo, obviously.
That was nuts for me. I fell for that hook, line, and sinker Imran.
Oh, they got you.
They really did. The bass took the lead. The bass started carrying the song. Then the drums started taking over, and then the tapping came in. I'm like, yes, they're building. This is great. And I felt like I was moving at bloody 200 k's an hour.
The metalhead likes metal.
Metalhead likes metal at this point.
Breaking news.
Then the song started rising through it was like rising like a phoenix, and then
I do like that rising sensation through the chorus.
And then big drum solo to close. I'm like, bang, yeah, that's the exclamation point.
That is true, but I just think like taken on its own, it's quite a strong song, but I can't ignore that it exists within an album.
Yeah, like I said at the top, it's my break between the 1, 2, 3 punch of In the Court, Sword of Damocles, and Feast of Fire.
That's a very, very polite way of saying what I am describing as samey or the starting point of the sludge.
Same, but same.
Yeah. Describing it as a break, I think, is a very kind way of describing it, but not without merit.
Well, it was just a natural trough, because I do think it picks up again as the album goes on. But it sounds like all three of us will unanimously go the man who would be king. It should be the king of this battle, in my view. I'll give this one to Dio for me.
I will give my first point to Dio.
Nice.
Controversial.
What's left you hesitant, Imran?
I didn't like The Man Who Would Be King that much. Like, it was good, but like when I put it up against A Crisis of Revelation, it's like they're both the same song. It's the one in the middle that I kind of forget.
I feel like The Man Who Would Be King is the one in the middle that I actually remembered, because it was suddenly when Dio started to pick up his game and do something unique. And that's the reason I'm giving it a point, is because, like, I feel like it, for me at least, it skips over middle song syndrome. What are we doing, Imran?
I will pick The Man Who Would Be King because I forgot to mention this before. They got this little orchestra bit at the end that I really liked. Like how they just kind of went instrumental and there's just like a weird orchestra playing and it just very slowly fades out.
Imran, you understand me.
Okay. I'm glad.
You understand you understand what I like. We are connecting right now.
We're not reconnecting, we're just connecting.
We're just
regular connecting.
Connecting and
well, we haven't
bonding
connected before, so we have to connect now.
Yeah, orchestras.
This is a connection we're making later, not now.
Well, what a time to do it.
Yes. Anywho, let's get on to the thing we'll be doing later.
Next up, The Shadow of the Abattoir versus The Eyes.
It's no contest.
No contest, Imran.
Me.
No contest? Is Niall right?
This is an I don't mind both of these songs.
Right.
I feel like this is a very personal taste for you by the sounds of it.
Yes.
Yeah. And I can't imagine it would be Dio for this one.
No.
We will get to this.
All right, I'm going to start with The Shadow of the Abattoir because I think The Eyes is going to be controversial. I liked this song. Very, very Opeth. That open, clean riff, very low, singing like this. Yeah, very, I don't know, just like the low vocals, the nice, clean guitars and stuff. Like, it sounds like something Opeth would do for like only one part in a song and then just go to something really different in like this big 10-minute song. You know Opeth. But anyway, I liked the chorus as well. Big energy, very passionate vocals. I think they really did the dynamics well between the verse and the chorus because the verse is like really mellow and quiet. And then when that chorus hits, it really hits. Like the volume, shoots up, your energy goes up. It's great. The rest of the song, I didn't pay attention to it much because I feel like it just kind of meshed like with everything else on the album. But the first half of that I really liked.
I'm going to disagree there. It starts, I think Imran makes a very good point, Niall, that it starts quite subdued. I didn't realise he would draw an Opeth comparison there. But there's a bit of subdued nature to it, and it's actually a bit more of a slow burn. Once it hits about 3 minutes and the second verse is done, dynamics I agree with, picks up, and then it picks into a different gear. Then that bridge just really super weighs you down.
That breakdown was really cool. I did really like that. And I think when the vocals kind of came in, that was pretty cool. It was kind of after that I kind of lost a bit, a bit of interest.
When I got to that point, I'm thinking, this is just scorching the earth, and I loved it. That was the conclusion I drew from that point on. It was fantastic for me.
I feel like the second part is... you are right, it is very samey, but I feel like because it's following that like really mellow, almost mournful first half, like slow and full of emotion, it has more weight to it. It has that punch, it has that weight that I like when we were talking about X and in the Court of the Dragon, like that hit hard because it's good, but also because it had that prelude. But I guess the issue for here is like you have this awesome prelude, and then it is a bit samey in the back end. Yeah. Unfortunately, The Eyes was just bad.
It was not bad.
It was bad.
Was it? Okay.
No.
Please defend The Eyes for me.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. It's just 2 against 1 here, guys.
I don't
be nice.
Jace is a neutral party.
I wish I could like The Eyes as whatever.
Jason is not a neutral party.
Try me.
I'm sure you could sway Jace with a little bit of effort, but I think it is lame.
No.
You can't sway me, you might sway Jace.
Imran, try me.
This song's alright. Look, the riff is very cool. The drums, as always, are effing boring. But
so what's that on Drum Watch?
Drum Watch. I'm handballing this to Drum Watch. Were the drums the same this song?
We're the same. Exactly the same.
We're not doing too well for Dio and unique drums, but I think that'll change in the next
This isn't Vinny a priest that drums on this album. I have to double check this. Who was it that's drumming on this again?
I have no freaking idea. And honestly, I don't care.
Robot.
It doesn't care.
It's first name, last name.
Oh.
It's John Smith, noted drum machine. My favorite model of drum machine, John Smith.
Keep going, Imran.
Anyway, the riff is cool. I like the bass. There's cool synth. There's very good vocals. I like the chorus, the way he builds that up, and then just the eyes. Like the delivery is great.
Oh no, they've done it again.
Like,
Simon Wright
the
on
synth
drums.
is not
Simon Wright.
Yeah.
More like Simon Wrong.
So Jay said
insert
a laugh track in.
Yeah,
laugh
please
track.
put a
Laugh track
yeah.
goes here.
Yeah.
Really important. Otherwise, people won't think we're funny.
Yeah, I thought there was a cool little bridge in the middle. I like the outro part. That was really cool. That really weird vocoder sounding synth, I reckon, was used very tastefully.
No.
I hate you.
I hate you more. We don't understand each other anymore, Imran. You're my enemy and I must destroy you.
Imran,
Jason.
I love that ending. It pisses me off that I love that ending so much.
The ending was pretty good.
Despise that vocoder.
I think I did not mind. Look,
Despise it.
I think they could have turned down the effects a little bit. I reckon it would have been a little better. Maybe.
I don't think anything could save, like, the god-awful lyrics.
Well, if you just ignore them, like
think the
Yeah, but
lyrics-
they're part of the song.
There
The
were
lyrics
good
are
lines
part
in
of the
it.
song. No.
I think there were good lines.
I think any good lines were immediately pulled down by random nonsense, like, oh no, they've done it again. Oh no, they are coming.
Oh no, they've done that stupid vocoder thing again.
it really was not that bad.
Is it a vocoder or did they put it in like a guitar effect or something? Like, what
by
are they
the
doing?
sounds of it, it's just a synth with the phaser turned way up.
Right.
They put a stupid amount of effects on that.
And then they gave it a bloody solo out of it. Don't do that.
No,
Why?
look,
How's the Jack built? They are not.
They could have overused the heck out of that in that song. That was a 6-minute song, right?
Yeah.
That only that
I thought
little
it was over halfway through.
something like that.
And then I looked and I was like, how is it still going? How is there more song?
It's a bit of a tedious song, but they used that thing like 3 times. I know it sounds really stupid. It's the most memorable thing in the song.
Yep.
But they only used it 3 times. They could have overused the heck out of that thing. I reckon they used it very tastefully.
Well, that's the issue. Otherwise, it's forgettable and it just falls into the rest of the album. But it's, you know how I said, like, it's worse to be boring than it is to be bad? This is bad, which I really like, but unfortunately, something that's good is better than something that's bad.
What a contradiction. It's something bad which I like. Anyway,
Okay, no. I like it. Here's my weird thing. I love it when things are bad. I go out of my way to watch and listen and whatever media that I think sucks.
Right. What I will deviate from Niall is that I think it's a good song without those vocoders, but I loved that ending. I loved when that riff's like after the solo. I'm like, oh god, they've done a vocoder solo again. I will repeat myself here. House that Jack built, it is not.
Look, I think...
But then they built that riff up. It's like, okay, here we go. We got something meaty now. Yes, let's go. And it's a good song.
I will
if they got rid of it.
I will give you that. But yeah, for me, it is just the lyrics were dumb. It was a song about the terrifying eyes from outer space. And like, I couldn't get that out of my head.
What do you have to miss on Earth if you don't have eyes, if you're blind? That was the idea I took away from that.
What I took away from that is that this man is being attacked by eyes from space that shoot lasers. I'm sorry, I missed the message of the song. Like, clearly I missed something very important, but, like, my eyes were rolling into the back of my head.
Like The Undertaker.
Yeah. But look, even ignoring the lyrics, it does not stack up to Shadow of the Abattoir for me because I am a huge sucker for those... especially the first half, those like metal ballads. I love that kind of thing. And the second half was a bit samey, but it had like deserved energy. It had built up to that energy, which I really did enjoy.
Love the energy. That second part of Shadow of the Abattoir scorches the eyes for me.
Yeah.
Fair. I'm picking Shadow as well.
Oh,
I really like the eyes, but there was good dynamics in Shadow.
Yeah.
I'll stand by the eye. That's going in my top 3 at the end.
ouch.
You gotta give it a point.
It is a contender for top 3 in many respects, but stuff that vocoder. 4-2 for myself, 3 all Imran, 5-1 Nile. I thought this would be a slaughter. It's actually way more competitive than I thought. No Way Back, Just Through versus Living the Light. I have now Master of the Moon's going here, downward trend. Living the Light, nothing to say about that. No Way Back, Just Through. That is the catchiest song on the album for me.
Yeah.
They did the thing with the drums.
No, at the start of Living the Lie, yeah, the thing with the drums, yeah, they do the thing that they do for like 2 seconds.
So they have done 2 things with the drums so far.
Yeah, they've done 2 things. One of the things they did the whole album.
Yeah.
The second thing was a genuinely really cool drum fill that you just never did again.
And it was just that once.
And it was just once.
They've done
it was
2
just
things, though.
at the start of like the worst song on the album.
Good work, Dio. You've done 2 things.
To be fair, it wasn't Dio. It was Simon Wrong.
Simon Wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Good one, Simon Wrong. You are my favorite drum machine. Oh, sorry. That was mean.
Not wrong.
It's a matter of direction, not a matter of skill.
Yeah. Living the Lie, I don't know, there's good energy from Dio. Apart from that, it's, yeah.
Not much is going on. No Way Back, Just Through. I've written in all caps. The most infectious chorus of the album. Put this song on a Sonic soundtrack.
Yeah. I wrote fun and catchy chorus, bouncy riff, and that's all I've got for that song. I didn't have much for that.
More simpler.
Yeah, it's a lot more
simpler.
I mean, it was
compared to what
like it's like a short. It's like if Trivium wrote a pop song, right? Like that kind of.
Yeah.
Like that's what I kind of imagined the single would have been on that album. I don't know if that was released as a single or not, but
let's see if that's
a video.
No
music
video.
No music video. I think they did release one at some point. Must not be big enough for Spotify then.
There you go.
Love the lead harmonies that went in the outro. Some bendy notes that were duelled in the solo. Very cool. Shorter than most of the others, Imran.
Yep. Yeah, what was it? It's like 4 minutes or something.
Yep. It's the shortest song on the album too. But to have an album for me, I'm going to just keep prefacing this. My mind was blown, and there's no album that is closer to 3 minutes than 4 minutes on it. So a lot of this flew by for me, and I loved it. But yeah, No Way Back, Just Through by A Country Acre.
Yeah, I'm going to pick it as well. I don't really remember much of it, to be honest. I just remember it was catchy and it was short, but I didn't like Living the Lie, so I'm picking No Way Back.
I will also pick No Way Back, Just Through, because Living the Lie is Anne song again.
Anne song. I Am is next, and that's another Anne song. Fall Into Your Hands, another 7-minute track, Imran.
Okay. I'm going to start with I Am because this is going to be very short. Cool intro, very vaporwave kind of sound, very 80s. I wish it was the whole song because the rest of it sucks.
Yeah.
Blunt, there you go.
Yeah.
Harsh but fair, I say. Not much to go on here.
It's just really annoying. There's always like these glimmers of genius in this album, and then it just falls right back into what it, I guess, feels safe. It's just dad rock.
Yeah. That is perfectly how to describe it. It's something your dad would listen to. Yeah. Fall Into Your Hands was cool. I liked the drum intro. There was one part in this that really stood out to me where there's like a little beat switch after like all the part at the start. There's like this really fast riff, and then when the vocals come in, that's brutal. I did the stank face. I did like the yeah.
That's
like,
the sound you make when you pull that face.
I was like, yeah. Yeah, no, it was a cool song. I really like the little bass riff that they've got like in the weird interlude. The synth was very atmospheric, like in that one part. I don't know which part it was.
The bass got its own solo at one point in the song.
Yeah. I think that was that little like part in the bass riff where like they kind of had a bit of stuff happening with the instrumentals, but the bass was just forefront. That was cool. I thought the solo was cool in this one. That was one little part that stood out to me. There was a bit of horns in there as well, which I was like, oh, okay. No, cool song.
Now, if we go to, actually, also Drum Watch, I Am, same thing.
Same thing.
There you go, Niall.
No, nothing new. Yeah.
Nothing new. Your breakdown, Niall. You're starting to sound a bit defeated, I think, Imran.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but In the Court of the Dragon is like I can just call it now. It's just a better album than Master of the Moon because, as I said a second ago, Master of the Moon has glimmers of interesting, fun, experimental stuff, and like I've given them 1 point.
You have
1 point. I liked that one. It's just very safe. It does something slightly interesting and then it goes right back into its safe comfort zone. Whereas I feel while In the Court of the Dragon in general is much more, it's also quite consistent. It's also quite consistent, but I feel like overall there's a lot more variation. There's like glimmers of other styles and subgenres in there that I really enjoy. And Fall Into Your Hands was a good example of that, I thought, at any rate.
Well, we're unanimous. Fall Into Your Hands.
Fall Into Your Hands.
7-minute song. I would say if you had to compare the 7-minute songs, by the way, Fall Into Your Hands versus Shadow of the Abattoir, Shadow probably takes it. Still a nice little song, though, Fall Into Your Hands.
I would vote Shadow as well.
I'd also say Imran. Now, your drummer Nick isn't here.
No.
I'm sure he'd have a lot.
Don't worry, he's taught me everything.
Good. So you can be the pseudo expert on the drums. There were parts in the drums, especially there was a chorus portion where the drums parts, when he's smacking on those cymbals, it sounded very jazz-like.
Is that like the blast beats and stuff? Like the...
I don't think it was really blast beats. It was like ting, 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 ting.
Well, that's when you're like lightly tapping like the edge of the ride.
Like the bell part.
It felt more light. It was...
or the bell part, yeah.
It was in that ending...
It's like that sort of side swipe motion.
Yeah.
It was in that ending state, and then the vocals go a little bit higher, and then it ends in that symphonic piece, if you remember that part.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to re-listen to it, but yeah. I mean, a lot of metal kind of take a lot of jazz inspiration. Why'd you listen to
from a drumming perspective?
At the end of the day,
from a drumming perspective,
it's all blues. It's all jazz. It's all blues.
Exactly. Yeah. What was I saying? Lost my train of thought. Yeah. Once you listen to enough jazz, especially drumming wise, you hear a lot of that. Like it's not the same, but drumming wise, there's a lot of jazz inspiration in metal. Like so much.
That's good.
So yeah,
gives a bit of variety.
So good.
Perks the ears a little bit. Unanimously, it's Fall Into Your Hands, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
There
it
we
has
go.
fallen into Trivium's hands. That one.
Ooh.
Neat little pun work there. No, I appreciate that.
I have my moments.
Excellent. From Dawn to Decadence versus Death to Love. This is another.
Death by Love.
Really?
Death by Love.
No.
Is that your pick?
No, you butchered the title.
It's Death by Love, not Death to
Damn
Love.
it, my writing has just gone down the toilet.
Jason is broken today.
I am broken.
We are having
Death
technical
by
difficulties.
Love. I've literally written Death to Love.
It's a sad, sad day here at the Sin
sad,
Studios.
sad situation.
Jason's been out of the game for so long.
Yeah, well, 7
Lost
months we
his
haven't
touch.
done one of these.
Doing too much TV, man.
Yep.
You got to get
TV
back.
does that to him, man.
Yeah.
The idiot box. They don't call it the idiot box for the See, I even stuffed up that saying.
They don't call the
That's
idiot
how bad
box
TV
for
has
nothing.
treated me. From Dawn to Decadence versus Death by Love. Go.
These were both okay. I didn't really like Death by Love, to be honest. There were a couple of interesting ideas in it. Apart from that, it was
More dad rock. Yay.
Yeah, more dad rock. From Dawn to Decadence, I liked the megaphone vocals. This gave me Corey Taylor vibes.
Oh, okay.
All the vocals in this. The rest of it, I don't like. The vocals were the standout for me for this one. The rest of it kind of meshed with the other songs. I don't remember much of this song, but I did like the vocals.
Special effects on the pre-chorus too. Another shorter solo. Went from breakdown into solo, so a bit of variety. So if you want your breakdown, you get it. You want some nice shreddy solos, you get it. So it keeps myself and Niall happy.
Yes, I will give From Dawn to Decadence this.
So will I.
Well, I'll also give it something else. When I first listened to it, I like just got into work, so I had to put it on pause and put my phone away, whatever. But I was still like humming the chorus, so it stuck in my brain a little bit.
Good sign.
That's a very it's a very base observation, but I don't remember what's going on in Death by Love other than it's dad rock.
My takeaway was it's a bit of a toe tapper, but Dio's vocals kind of carry it. Otherwise, there's not much going on. Is there, Imran?
That's the main theme of this whole album. There's not much in terms of the instrumental on this album that I can pick that I'm like, you did that better. You stood out better than Dio. Like every song is just Dio.
Yeah,
It is
Dio is carrying it. to a large extent. If you want the best of Dio, hit the rewind button.
Yep.
Final tracks, The Phalanx versus In Dreams. At least In Dreams, I think you could agree, Niall and Imran. That one is a more positive ending.
It definitely is, but I really, really like The Phalanx.
This is a good track, Imran.
Yeah. It was
Sounded
alright.
different from first impression.
I think I'd have to listen to it again. I realized after listening to like both albums, I got to the end of both of them, and I realized like I've listened to too much of one thing. So by the time I got to In Dreams and The Phalanx, I was just kind of like, it's all like nothing's sticking in my brain. Like
The brain sludge.
Yeah, I don't remember how In Dreams goes, and I don't remember how The Phalanx goes. I wrote here that I like the symphony part at the end of The Phalanx, where it sounds.
I described that as defiant.
There you go. Yeah.
Really super cool way to end.
I feel like, there's a big like opening gates and there's a flood of like armies like, running out of that. That's kind of the vibe I got.
And they spent about a good 2 minutes building that up.
Yeah,
which
I remember
made it
that
so
was
cool.
a big long part, which is cool.
Yeah, the ending is...
Dynamic rhythm, got a bit of gallop to it. Great.
Yeah.
Now that I'm like re-listening back, because I'm also...
It's
I'm
legit
terrible.
in his headphones, listeners.
I'm just terrible at remembering these songs on just one listen. I need to like reinforce it, but listening back to it, the ending is,
It hits hard.
Yeah.
Goes hard.
It was good. In Dreams, I wrote here that it has a Sabbathy riff. I don't remember much of it though. It's just, same old Dio.
If you were being mean, would you call it derivative?
Next question, officer.
Move along. This is not the band.
It wasn't that bad. Like it's just I don't remember it. Like it's just forgettable.
Yeah, same.
Like and because it's right at the end of the album, and so it's the same with The Phalanx. Like these aren't terrible songs, but I just don't remember them. I think I remember The Phalanx slightly more because it had the big long outro that I thought was kind of cool.
Vocals went a little wild. Massive solo interrupted that. Some variations of riffs that I really enjoyed, and some nice tension. I enjoyed The Phalanx. Point for me.
Yeah, point for me as well. I've noticed a little trend with Trivium that they'll do something different for half the song, but do their usual thing for the other half of the song.
Yeah.
I think that they've done that like twice, which has been fun.
I feel like
And it's
even
the third 7-minute song as well.
yeah. I think that's what blew my brain as well.
Well, that's kind of the thing, isn't it? It feels like their 7-minute songs are 2 songs crammed into one, not just in length, but also in like tone.
It's not. Yeah, there's
Not
just
so much for what was the second one called again? Oh god,
the Fall Into Your Hands.
Fall Into Your Hands. Yeah, that was a bit more consistent. throughout.
I think the thing with a lot of these songs as well, even like the not so long ones, like the 5-minute ones, there's so much. They switch riffs and parts so quickly, so jarringly, and so often that like it just meshes. Like sometimes there's too much happening that you just kind of forget what just happened.
I guess, but I feel like that's
for a whole album as well. Like by the time you get to the end, you're like, I don't remember a single riff.
I feel like that happens to me when I listen to some metal sometimes. It's a sensory overload, and then it all devolves into mental sludge.
Yeah.
But the fact that there were standouts in Call of the Dragon King is that's important to me. So overall, it's definitely been a much better album.
I was left with an incredible impression. It came out in 2021, and I remember it making a bit of a ruckus, I guess.
A splash, if you
It
will.
made a bit of a splash, if you will, when it came out, and I never got a chance to look at it, and I listened to this for the first time. I went, gee, what was I missing? This is great. I'm not even that big of a metalcore guy, but it just blew my mind. Album's done. Imran, your final point. Niall and I went Phalanx.
Yeah, Phalanx, I'll join you.
Phalanx for Imran as well. And that has resulted in the end of the battle. No gold star rule, which is kind of nice. It's actually nice and refreshing to not have to worry about that this occasion. Imran, it was quite competitive for this one. Well, let's just get it out of the way. Niall was 9-1 in Trivium.
Yeah, my taste really shows. I've heard enough dad rock in the car when I was a kid. No more dad rock.
Enough AC/DC.
Literally, AC/DC. Sick of it. Next.
No wonder.
Something else.
So I'm guessing End of the World is your least favourite song of the whole thing.
Oh god, that was... It was either that or the eyes, because the eyes...
Oof.
Right. For myself, this makes the Trivium win a formality because it was 7 to... Was it 7 to 2? It was 8 to 2. My apologies. Well, there you go. 8 to 2. So there you go. It's a formality at this point. Let's see what Imran lie. It was 3-3 at one point, Imran.
Yeah.
It was 3-3, but now it's 7 to 3.
Trivium won you
Trivium
over.
have done it.
Damn.
Oh, boy. I thought it was going to be a bit of a slaughter. It ended up being a bit of a... It actually turned out to be a bit more of a late getaway for Trivium based on your score, really.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like I think overall the Trivium album I enjoyed a little bit better, but that's because they're like I said, like I know I was saying before, there's a lot happening and it just all kind of devolves into mental sludge, as you put it.
Yep.
I said it at the start, I'll say it again. That can be metalcore for you.
Yeah, that's the thing. And but I think just because there was so much more happening, there was a little bit more variety than what there was on the Master of the Moon album. I think I enjoyed the Trivium a bit better.
Well, Feast of Fire's slight new metal stylings was really fun.
Yeah,
I thought.
Even that one song with the clean, it was the abattoir. What's it?
Shadows.
Shadow of the Abattoir. And
Yeah.
there's just this extra grandiose factor to it.
Yeah, exactly. I think
It feels
Matt Heafy's
almighty and
vocals are-
powerful
Yeah.
when you listen to it.
you
You could run through a wall.
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm a massive fan of Dio.
Yeah.
I love his early stuff. His vocals are spectacular. They're decadent.
We talked about it at length on this show.
Yeah.
There's nothing deniable about Dio. He was a legend.
I did really enjoy Matt Heafy's vocals as well, though. This was the first time I listened to Trivium.
Yep.
I was very surprised. He was an excellent vocalist.
Yeah.
And he's a guitarist as well, isn't he?
He is a guitarist too. Terrific guitar player at that. And also just a bit of extra credit to the other guitar player in the band. I'll just quickly... Corey Bailey, I believe it is, also doing a bit of backup vocals there. No, they make a great team. They really do. And like I said, they were pioneers of that wave of metalcore in the 2000s, and they continue to be one of the, I guess, the standard bearers. And instead of outright changing, I guess they did that album where there was more clean singing. But now it just sounds like, from what I understand, they're a band that just redefine, or they kind of tweak their sound. They don't outright change it. They just tweak it and upgrade it and keep it as contemporary as they can. So you might not see too much of a wide variety of sound dynamics across their discography.
Yeah, but some people like that consistency.
Exactly right, and I think they've honed it really well on that album there too. Niall, I'm very sad that this was your first time listening to Dio.
I'll have to give, what was it, Holy Diver?
Holy Diver and The Last in Line, or if you want to hear more Dio in a different environment, check out his era with Black Sabbath and
Rainbow.
I'll be sure to give him a listen. I'm sure this is...
We're going to stop recording and play you at least one.
Yeah, well, I'll stay to listen. I'll happily stay to listen.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Other than that, thank you very much for coming on, by the way. It's good to actually talk music with you instead of, going all techie about it in the TV studios. It's really nice.
Oh, no, it was I'm very glad to be here. This was a good change of pace. I should do more radio.
Yes, and in fact, we were taking a few breaks in between, and he suggested another battle to us, so he will be back for another battle, Imran.
Hell yeah.
And this time it's my wheelhouse. We're talking
Excellent.
power metal.
I'm scared.
I do need to explore more power metal. In fact, there were elements of power metal in Trivium.
There
just,
was.
the odd element or two.
Yeah,
You get,
Sword Over Damocles gave me that sort of... It almost felt like I was listening to a Blind Guardian song, but the vocalist had changed.
Yeah, not on Master of the Moon, but there's a bit of power metal in Dio stuff as well. Just a smidge.
Yeah.
Not as much as obviously Dream Force,
Dragon
Force. Fake fan radio.
Fake fan.
You almost missed Dragon Force with Dream Theater.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dragon Theater.
That's
What's that band that you like, Dragon Theater?
Dragon Theater.
What a hybrid.
Because you're
that
always
would
on
be.
that damn Dragon Theater.
You got a final plug for 5 Foot Step?
Yes, we've got 2 more episodes coming up in the coming weeks. We're on the air on twitch.tv/5footstep every Tuesday at 7 p.m. But only until, whatever it is, 2 weeks from now, August. So come watch. Give us some of your delicious attention and enjoy our show. We've worked hard on it, and it's definitely a good time, even if you're not too into D&D. You'll keep up with it.
Yeah, and catch up on their previous episodes by subscribing to them on YouTube as well. You can see all the.
We do have a YouTube channel. I think Jaden's been uploading our episodes there.
Very good. To close, Niall, your top 3 songs off both albums.
Top 3 off Masters of the Moon would be probably The Man Who Would Be King is number 1. I'm doing this backwards. Let's do it from... Do you know what? I'm going to put The Eyes at number 1 just because I hated it so much. Number 2, I'm going to put The Man Who Would Be King. Number 3, I'll put Masters of the Moon, the titles track.
Give credit to where it's due on that song. That one's a good one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That one was a good one. It just was up against some stiff competition. And speaking of stiff competition, Shadows of the Abattoir was probably my favorite. My second is, it's kind of a split between Feast of Fire and Sword Over Damocles. Okay. And I'd definitely say 3 would be In the Court of the Dragon, the title track.
Niall's top 3 for Trivium is very similar to mine. I'd say Sword Over Damocles. I'm going to go... Do I want to go In the Court of the Dragon, Feast of Fire? Because I've actually got a playlist on my Spotify that I titled We Are the Road Crew, named after the Motorhead song. And I added In the Court of the Dragon, Sword Over Damocles, and Feast of Fire into it after finishing this album.
Well, that's as good as an endorsement as any, right?
Yeah, so I've called that my top 3, but I reckon maybe I could probably replace In the Court of the Dragon with Shadow of the Abattoir, thanks to Niall here. Master of the Moon, I think it's pretty similar too. Master of the Moon, Shivers, Man Who Would Be King for me, Imran.
Fair. Master of the Moon, The Eyes, obviously. Like I said I would.
Is that number 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're doing it.
Mine's no particular order, in fairness.
Yeah.
The Eyes, Shivers, and I'll give it to The Man Who Would Be King. That was a solid song. And for Trivium, In the Court of the Dragon, brutal opener. Fall Into Your Hands, and
that's a good pick.
Oh yeah, true.
Excellent question. Tossing up between the Damocles and the Abattoir.
Why not we have both? Top 4 for Imran.
Chuck it as one big song.
Yeah,
top 4 for Imran. Niall has got 5 Foot Step to go produce after this, but he will be back.
Hell yeah.
We're going to do another battle, aren't we, Imran?
Hell yeah, we are.
Stay
tuned.
Stand by for the sequel. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
That's all for now. But when we finished recording, we played Niall, Holy Diver, and Rainbow in the Dark, and he could now finally understand why Dio was such a legend, and he's going to be exploring more in the near future. For more details about 5 Foot Step, they can be found in the podcast notes. You can also stay up to date with this show by following us at facebook.com/Metal Standoff Pod and check out our other battles on your preferred podcast platform. Plus, be sure to tune in to Sin's main metal show, Mosh Pit, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. on 90.7 FM, DAB Plus digital radio, or online at syn.org.au. Until next time, metal up your ass.